Boy, you are really interrupting this, aren't you? This is a Vauxhall Mokka X. It's the rental car that's been shuttling us all around jolly old England this week. But really, it's just a Buick Encore. A badge-engineered American car that's built in Korea and sold in Europe? How bad can it be? Just as bad as you might expect. I'm not even going to bother driving it because I can promise you it's as slow as the day is long and the transmission is as sad as my ability to form a complete sentence on the first try. Power comes from a 1.4 liter, if you can believe it, double overhead cam 4-cylinder engine with a little bitty turbo on it, making a dismal 130 something horsepower, moving around all this mass. It's enough power to move the car, but only just. And all these angry ponies are backed up by a rare for Europe automatic transmission, rental car. And this features several forward gears and a reverse gear, as well as a manual mode here on the shifter. Manual. If you want to know more, look it up online, but really don't bother because this transmission hunts for gears like W did nukes in Iraq, and with about the same success rate. The interior appointments are as you would expect from General Motors. Hard plastic, and hard plastic, and hard piano black plastic. Really, the nicest thing in here is this sat-nav screen, which the system is actually quite effective, so well done on that, GM. This particular example of the Mokka is equipped with dual-zone automatic climate control. I'm sure that's probably standard because Europe gets all the good stuff, and it works pretty well. Over here in the gauge cluster, we've got nice, easy-to-read gauges, and we've got a nice menu that we can scroll through that shows us all kinds of different things. Oddly enough, there's a timer, and fuel, things like that, your distance traveled, remaining fuel. You go over here, can change your units, check your tire pressure, oil life, all that nonsense. Also included are cruise control, Bluetooth audio controls, and steering wheel controls for the radio. And over here is my favorite feature on the entire car. Power folding mirrors. Super cool. And of course, the standard fare, power door locks, power windows, all that nonsense. This one has automatic headlights that you can actually adjust the level on, which is super cool. Admittedly though, they're kind of dim, even at night. As far as the interior space and comfort, honestly, I've been pretty comfortable driving this thing around, despite its diminutive size. The seats are pretty comfortable. I've got an armrest here on my captain's chairs, and I haven't had a problem with my backside hurting after driving it for a few hours, so good job on the seats, I suppose, GM. This is sold as a Buick back home, after all. In addition to all those other features, of course, in typical GM fashion, you've got little pockets and cubbies everywhere. There's 3 in each door. There's a little one over here that you can hide your drugs in. There's one over here you can hide more drugs in. Pretty decently sized glove box for hiding drugs in. That's just really funny to me because there are places in the States that get really upset about little cubby holes in your car. What about the back seat? Confirmed you can fit an American adult male in the back seat. There's enough room for 2 adults to sit comfortably. Plenty of fore and aft room. I'm not cramped back here. Mirroring the front, you've got 3 cubby holes in each door card. You've got a 12-volt power outlet. And really, you've got all you could ever want to be a passenger back here. And these headrests aren't too much of a problem, considering it's a small vehicle. Turbo badge. Because you've got a decently roomy cabin for passengers, there's not a whole lot of room for cargo back here. Oh, you're messing up my video. Yes, there's a nice package shelf back here, but if you want to haul anything more than a few bags of groceries, it's gonna get pretty tight in here. We had 1 suitcase in the middle seat back there coming from the airport. Does it have a spare tire? It says tire repair kit, so I'm thinking this is fix a flat and a pump. No spare wheel, considering all that room. Lastly, I'll talk about the handling and ride, which are both pretty awful. Over a washboard, uneven road, this thing porpoises like a badly set up race car. And as far as the steering, it feels like there's no physical connection between there and there. But at the very least, in the corners, body roll is kept to a minimum, and over potholes, These giant Continentals soak those up pretty well, but really that goes more to the tires than the actual vehicle. So in the end, what can I say about the Vauxhall Mokka? Do I recommend buying one? Absolutely not. But boy is it a rental car. I had a few minutes that I didn't think I would have to review this car while I was here, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Because I can promise you, it's as slow as I am.